I think it's the niche events that hurt her, but I still don't think this is that niche for her.
Right, event 8.
Dang it, my mic was muted. My bad. It's 10 rounds
Well, it
of
all comes down to
a 440-meter bike,
the devil is in the
220
detail.
down, 220 back, and 10 legless rope
bike,
climbs. So they're going to be doing 10 legless,
you watch them get
10
down
bikes.
here to the end of the field. They have to get around that bike. They have to get back on that bike. How do they handle the gear?
And I think it all still, that's a longer bike than what I anticipated.
There are a lot of transitions and a lot of things to deal with. So
but I still feel like it's going to be who's more confident in the legless.
You're going to spend the maximum amount of time on this event on the bike. The rope climb nowadays.
Yeah, and that turn is going to be big for a lot of them.
Turnaround more than anything. It used to be this was a big
Who is
deal,
that over there? Is that
for the
Brooke?
ladies, but that's not the case anymore.
I can't
This
tell
really
who's who
is a
here.
bike race.
It's really blurry, even for me.
Was the first woman
There's
to make
Katrin,
the
there's
turn.
Tia.
She's in the lead. Tia Toomey
That's
is
Carrie.
in second as they approach their first legless rope climb.
Haley's on the right.
Katrin was extremely
I think Brooke's in the
excited
black
about
sports
this event.
bra.
She said
Haley's on the
earlier
right.
before-
Carrie must be in the
before
far
race
right.
even started, I love the bike. Because we're spending so much time on the bike, it's all about the bike. So she can even handle, if she's a little worried about the rope climb, she can handle taking a little bit of a break on there or getting through there because she'll make up the distance on that bike. Nice kick to the top.
David's daughter was first to finish the first bike loop, but it was Tia Toomey who takes the lead.
Yeah, she went right to the legless. I think you got to attack the early legless. Like, Tia went right to it, no breath.
Highlighted in blue will indicate that person is leading.
Because you're not going to fail the
number of repetitions that
obviously you have to go to pace. You're not going to fail a legless. But if you feel like you're getting to a point where you're going to fail a legless, you can just recover on the bike. Just go much slower, breathe, let some oxygen, blood come back to the upper body. You know.
Katrin really came out hard on that first bike ride, and I think.
So I feel like you push these early bikes, and this is going to be a two-person race. It looks like it's going to be Tia and Katrin.
And then that last quarter, just kind of coasting, so you have a little bit of a breather.
And then they'll be fighting for third, fourth, and fifth. So far, it's only one round of 10.
And then sit there and wait. You don't have that. You don't have that ability to afford that time loss.
Tia Toomey slightly ahead of Katrin Davis' daughter on this second of 10 rounds. It'll be back to the rope, and then one more legless rope climb, and then hopping back on the bike.
We'll see, but
2 minutes 25 seconds gone by so far, and these athletes did get to practice on these bikes a little bit on Thursday, so it's not like they didn't have a chance.
Yeah, Tia's not chalking up or doing anything.
Get used to that hybrid bike.
Katrin's kind of already kipping.
Tia Toomey has completed her second legless rope.
Yeah, I think Tia's got this. Tia or Carrie. I think it's going to be Tia, Carrie.
So Pierce looking to challenge David's daughter.
Tia or Carrie. I'm going to go Tia, Carrie, Katrin. Only because Katrin's legless. She did it on the last pull of the first round, but also she did it on almost every pull there on the second round of the legless. She's kipping. And I know her endurance is really good, and it's not like she's at failure on the second legless. She's not. But just the fact that she's having to kind of kip the legless this early means our upper body pulling strength isn't as strong as maybe Carrie's and Tia's.
Too much on the bike going into the rope. She should let herself have a
so I
little
think
bit
it's
more
going to get slower and slower on the rope climb.
Because if she's kipping this early,
and she's chalking up already on round 2 for the legless and taking a few breaths before she gets up there. So
here in round 3, Katrin Davis' daughter has retaken second place from
Haley in the right and fourth.
On the left side of your screen.
Brooke in fifth right now. And if I'm Brooke, where legless upper body pulling has never been that big of a strength in terms of like legless rope climbs, things like that, I'm going to try to stay just close enough if just in case one of the other girls fails a rope climb. You know, stay within striking distance. So if they fail, that you have a chance to push and catch them. You know what I mean? You don't want to fall off so back like 2 rounds behind.
There's that kip you're talking about. Now, if you watch Katrin's arms, she's using a lot of extra energy because her arms are never straight. Haley Adams right on the side, her arms were much straighter, and that's going to save that grip for the later rope climb. That's really important.
It's still pretty close. Tia, Carrie, Katrin, Haley.
Katrin Davis' daughter in third, and it looked like Haley Adams in fourth as Brooke Wells is just now getting back on her bike for round 4.
Ooh, that's a pretty big lead on Carrie.
20 total scored repetitions in this event. Tia Toomey is through 6.
And for some of the girls, you know, the bike as you get 5, 6, 7 rounds in,
look at that turnaround. We talked about the devil in the details. That
maybe
was a
even longer,
beautiful
maybe
turnaround.
6, 7, 8
Came off
rounds
the bike
in,
fast
the bike's going to
around
be more of
that
a
cone,
recovery.
Right back on. Ooh, and a little stumble there for Carrie.
Carrie Pierce's hesitation there on the transition allows Katrin Davidsdottir to.
Where Tia's rope climbs look so strong, top to bottom.
For second place, but Tia
she hasn't, you know what I mean? Like, she's right up the
this
rope.
competition, who is all by herself out front here, and she's getting set to close out round 4. 10 total rounds here.
It's not that big of a lead, though. They're hanging in. At least from that view, it doesn't look like it. Katrin and Carrie right by each other.
Watch how fast this is. Running to the rope. Chalking, no need. Straight up. Look how fast that was.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That shows a lot of power in that upper pulling.
Now, in the past with rope climbs, there's usually a mark
Gosh,
on the rope.
Katrin she jumped, but she grabbed like head level.
Once they're below that mark,
You're gonna jump and grab up here. You know, you're doing an extra pull and a half every rope climb. Because she jumped, but then she stayed right here. Like, you might as well stand tall and reach up.
You can decide how much self-preservation you want to have on your own.
You know, who am I to
and if you
critique
remember,
Katrin, two-time champ, multiple times top 5, top 10.
So she's looking for a little bit of redemption here right now.
But I mean, that's like a watch when Tia jumps up. You know, her arms are going to be up here above her head. Because you want as much height on the jump as you can, so you don't have to pull as much. The less upper body, the less pulls you have to do. Where hopefully they show Katrin jumping up again. She jumped up and like grabbed it like head level.
Right, your screen in lane 5 in that light tank top, and Carrie Pierce is on the left.
But I mean,
and here comes Brooke Wells. So Brooke Wells,
you know, maybe that's Katrin's awareness of her upper body strength, just where it's at, where she doesn't want a big max effort kind of pull right there. You know, she's been keeping her arms kind of bent the whole way. Where Tia, you know, grabs real tall, pulls, grab, like pretty straight arms. Where Katrin's much more bent arm every pull.
Man, look at these ladies just really getting after
yeah, they're cruising on that thing.
Good battle developing for
Haley trying to catch. Yeah, that's a close 3-person battle there. Watch Katrin jump up on the right. Watch her. Yeah, she's like jumping like right here.
And we know she has that strong upper body. Any kind of gymnastic pull, she's going to do really, really well. The only thing holding her up is the transition on and off the bike.
I'm curious to see the other girls where they're jumping to, or where their arms are. You know,
Carrie Pierce is now in second. Haley Adams
doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is. You're doing an extra pull and a half every rope climb. I mean, that's
3
seconds every rope climb. In 10 rounds, that's 30 seconds.
325 points, 65
or
back.
Let's even say it's 2 seconds.
For second.
20 seconds. You know what I mean? Like,
and
we'll see what the other girls grab, but I bet when they jump, their arms are pretty extended.
Pierce can pick up about 40 points on her.
But, I mean, Katrin always has kind of struggled with a little bit more of strict upper body pulling strength. So, you know, that might be just what's best for her. But that's what I'm saying. I think that's why I think maybe Tia and I think Carrie and Haley might both beat Katrin. At first, I thought it was going to go Tia, Katrin. Did I say Tia, Carrie? I don't remember.
Katrin's bending her arms and blowing out so much energy on every single pull.
Tia Toomey cruising in for
announcers are kind of talking about it a little bit too, but I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, I think that's Katrin's biggest weakness. I think people would agree. See, yep, Tia jumped up, arms were way above her head.
And you wouldn't know if it was her first, her third, her sixth. It's the same every time for your 3-time defending champion. And she is now through 6 of those 10 rounds.
You see how far Carrie went up too?
Pierce looking to hold off Haley Adams right now on the far side.
I mean, it is what it is.
Adams making the touch.
You do what you can.
Pierce just ahead of Adams as they get back on the bike, and here comes Katrin Davidsdottir. But that's the lead
Tia's
that
opening
Tia
up a pretty big
has
lead.
built here.
And if you're Tia at this point, you know, I think you extend your lead for another round, and then you just keep a half a round lead or a 3/4 round lead, because there's no sense in completely blowing out when you have a lead by a minute or two. You know, get a minute lead, and then you kind of just keep that lead and just coast in. And
have all been within at least 5 seconds of each other.
Incredible.
That's crazy. I wonder if this audio's
through 12 of the 20 scored repetitions, making her way back to complete round 7 of 10.
I'm not sure.
Your overall leader with 570
I turned it up. Maybe it's
points.
too loud now. I don't know.
180-point lead coming into this event, and
now I turned my headset volume down.
On the right has passed Carrie Pierce for second place.
You got some music going. Let's go, baby.
Now, one of the differences between
go.
Haley's rope climbs and Carrie Pierce's rope climbs, Carrie is very strong, so she does more of a rope climb like Tia does right here.
Yeah,
but
just
Haley
straight
has
up,
that
no
big
kick
kick,
yet.
and what's great about it is it's actually saving the number of pulls she has to do on that rope. So watch when she hops up in a big swing of her body.
Yeah, at least arms are
Starts
above the
there,
head.
big pop. Oh, now she's not. There's the
Now
pop I
there's
want
the
to see.
kick, yeah.
So
Oh,
you get
wow.
that last little
Nice
bit,
reach.
it actually ends up being 2 extra.
I mean, and
things
also you
to
have to,
pull
now they're
over what Carrie has to
getting
do there.
later into the workout,
Carrie
so
Pierce makes a touch. She's in third. She and
you know
Adams came in
they're not going to be
tied
taking as big of pulls as when they're
in
fresh
the same
either.
amount of points. So they are looking to separate themselves from each other and try and get closer to that woman. But Tia Toomey, this is now just a leisurely bike ride in Morgan Hill for her right now. She's through 7 of the 10 rounds. This is round 8 for her. And she's looking to win yet another event here.
Tia's about ready to lap Brooke here.
May actually lap Brooke Wells.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's Brooke's biggest weakness, too. She's got longer arms. And that strict strength just comes a lot tougher to her. You know what I mean?
Here at stage 2 of the 2020 Reebok CrossFit Games.
Like, that's kind of expected, honestly.
So you're shaking out those
From
arms,
Brooke,
getting
because
ready for
she
this
does
next
have
rope
longer
climb, so she can
arms.
hop right back up
She's
like
not
she's
as
done
thick in
every
the upper
single
body.
round. No chalk, which is a really
You know,
incredible. I think most
Tia,
people, when they
I'm sorry,
go
yeah,
to the
Tia
rope,
and Carrie
they
are
think I need
pretty
chalk
stout in
to
the upper
hold
body.
on. That, yes, it helps, but that's just transition time. She's letting the speed of her bike dry her hands off for her.
Toomey back in to close out round 8.
Yeah, way above the head there. Nice. There you go.
Wow.
Nice descent, too.
Beautiful.
See how she
Now
free
round
falls halfway down the
9.
rope? Like, you'll see Haley do it, too. But
Here's
once
the
you
battle
hit,
for second.
you kind of
Haley
pinch
Adams
with your
right now
legs.
is in
Release.
second place
Watch her do
behind
it.
Toomey in this event.
Well,
Carrie
no, she
Pierce
didn't. She did it the other rounds.
is in third.
Haley did it the other rounds.
Both
Carrie
of
will
them
do it.
came in
You tap, you pinch with your thighs, the rope between your legs. You let go for a little bit, catch halfway, and then release. There it was. See how awesome that was from Carrie? You're not using any strength, any energy to get down the rope. You're saving that pull strength, you know. Where it's common, the more tired you get, to kind of slowly go down the rope because you're a little bit freaked out of dropping, just because you don't feel confident you can catch yourself. But like that rope descent,
turn.
and if you
Beautiful
remember,
turn. It's almost like it's robotic.
the first time I
Basically, she's able to
really
get
started
off,
studying
go
that
around,
rope
and back
descent
on that bike. There's no
was
stumble at all.
And we
20.
talked about this in other events. There's no other heat, no other times to worry about.
2014.
Tia Toomey does not need to go all out here. She can now
maybe the
throttle back
final?
and save herself for whatever awaits.
You wanna
Part
know what's
one of the
crazy?
final with
I
Froning?
honestly think,
Thick and
I'm
Quick?
looking at her splits.
I think
I'm
it was
honestly
called with
thinking that she is
3 or 4
throttling back
legless rope
just a
climbs or
touch.
regular rope
She's
climbs.
not-
I think it was
she's not putting the pedal to the metal. She's going
legless.
fast.
It might have been
I mean,
regular.
That's how good she is.
And then it was like 4
But you
overhead
can see
squats
that
at
she's
245 or
starting to slow
something.
down just a little bit.
And Froning,
It's
I remember
a
him
touch.
being at the top, and this
Just
was
a
like a
couple
20 or
seconds
25
difference, just to
foot
give
high
you an
rope.
idea of her
I
splits.
remember him pinching it with his
For
legs and
round
just
2,
whoosh,
it's been
just
1
free falling
minute
for like
24
15
seconds
feet,
down here
catching right before the bottom
in
and off, and
round
I'm
number
like,
9, 1
dude,
minute,
he just
30
saved like
seconds. So
8
only
seconds
a
on that
6
freaking
second
descent.
difference
5
there.
seconds at least.
Crazy.
And to
So
be
I started
fair,
studying
most
how
of
to
the
do
athletes
it.
have been
It's definitely
relatively
different. You got to wear the
consistent
proper
in their split times.
underwear, compression shorts,
Haley Adams has had about a
tights.
10-second difference right now.
You know, you got, because otherwise that rope burn will be crazy on
Brooke
the inside
Wells
of your
has had
thighs
the biggest difference
when
in
you're
her
sliding,
split
because
times,
you're
about
pinching it to kind of
18
control it to
seconds
make sure
for
the
her.
rope stays close, and your
Tia
hands are
Toomey
just
now
kind of
on
right
her
outside of it.
10th
Ooh,
and final
and then
round.
you clamp on
She
both
looks
the
to pick
thighs
up
and the arms,
yet
and then you
another
drop off the rope.
event win here on her march towards.
But you notice
4
that's why they
straight
all have tights
CrossFit
on,
Games championships.
pants,
Haley Adams and
rather
Carrie
than
Pierce
their
fighting for
like
second.
shorts that they wear
Catherine
a lot.
Davis trying to gain ground on the two of them. Final trip down for Tia Toomey.
Final trip, wow. This is a lot. This is a faster event than I actually thought it was going to be. Was it Haley's in second?
Haley Adams on the right side of your screen.
Wow.
She's in second.
She.
Carrie Pierce.
I thought T would pull away a little farther,
is in
but she doesn't
third.
need to.
Pierce, you just saw her on the upper left-hand part of your screen.
You know,
getting set to
that's
make
kind of what
her
I was
turn.
talking
So
about.
Adams
Do
all
just
by
what you
herself
need to
in
win
second
with
place.
with a
Haley
cushion,
Adams is gonna
with a
separate
20, 30
herself
second
from Carrie
cushion.
Pierce
I
and
said a
look to
minute.
Move up the
So-
overall leaderboard
but,
here.
I
Tia
mean-
Toomey's going to hang on to the overall lead
I mean,
and win yet another event.
Yeah. Haley's not even to the rope yet, and those rope climbs are still easy, so she was kind of coasting it, I think. Just making sure she kept the lead.
And Tia Toomey has 100 more points. And made
Yeah,
it
like she's
look
breathing
easy.
hard, but nothing too crazy.
14:37.51
Haley's gonna get second,
seconds.
Didn't even look back at anybody. Just ran her
big event for Haley.
Race the entire time.
Haley Adams has made the
see
touch,
that slide down the rope.
and she is in. So Haley Adams is going to lock up.
That's a good second place.
Overall.
That's a big event for her because she was coming off 2 5th places today.
She will earn 75 points. And here
What
comes
events have I
Carrie
done?
Pierce
Oh,
looking to
the
finish
lunge,
third. So Adams is
total
going to
bar,
pick up 20 points on Carrie
30,
Pierce.
20,
The
10
two of
total
them
bar,
came in
kettlebell
tied. So
lunge,
Adams getting the best
and
of
the
that
snatch
battle.
speed
Pierce
ladder.
makes
She had a
the
5th
touch,
and a 5th, so
is
she needed
in.
those second
That'll be
place
good for
points pretty
55
bad.
points for Carrie Pierce. Now Katrin Davidsdottir, who has fallen off the lead pace. She was pushing Tia Toomey early. And now she makes the touch, and she is across the finish line.
Nice.
Katrin Davidsdottir, 35 points in a 4th place
So I think Brooke's
finish.
coming in to finish here, maybe.
The good news is the woman right behind her was Brooke Wells, and she is going to take 5th. So Wells will only earn 15 points.
I mean, you just,
so Davidsdottir will manage
she knew it was
to
going to
stay
be a tough
ahead
event.
of Brooke Wells, while Haley Adams and Carrie Pierce look like they may leapfrog her on the overall leaderboard. So
Where
Wells
with
may find
Katrin,
herself
I
back
kind of
in
like that
place
strategy,
overall.
though. I think she knows.
Only 5 athletes. Is that
The legless are going to be a really, the legless aren't her best
other than your
movement.
I mean, if you have a
Maybe her
bad
weakest
event,
movement.
you feel it. And
So you
see it
push
every
really hard
week.
early and just hope for the
Drastic
best.
Yeah, we were talking about
I
it
think
before
that's
we
what
came on.
Katrin
You look
did.
at the numbers and you think,
I mean, what
that's
else
an
are you gonna do,
insurmountable
you know?
lead, but that's knowing the old scoring
Right.
system.
Kinda taking
where
a chance
three
with it.
spots on the leaderboard with what, 16,
But I think
17, 18 points at the
2, 3,
worst.
4 rounds
Now,
in, she was
you can make
like,
up
yeah,
40,
it's
you
not
can make up
fair.
85 in one event. And here comes Brooke Wells.
Yeah, still solid though. I mean, good
Final
pace.
rope climb, and that'll do it. So Brooke Wells, a 5th place finish. So this is the points table for this year. 100 points for
Yeah,
a win.
that point-
And then there's
you
a
can't see it.
25
Let me
point
move it.
difference
Let me move
between
it.
first and second because they want to reward victories. Second,
Yep, there we go.
75,
Look at that
third is
quick movement.
55, fourth, 35, and then
That's
fifth,
the point total,
either
so you
0
can make up
or
a lot of
15, and we haven't
points
seen that
if you get enough
points
people
be
between
awarded
you and
yet,
whoever
because
you're
that's
trying to
a
get
judgment
points
call
on.
that the judges will make if an athlete isn't giving his or her
Cool.
the full
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to stop it.
And
That's a
I
long
really
video.
thought that this
That
event
was
had
fun to
Katrin
watch.
written all over it. She started off
Talked a lot
with
about the
a
rope climb,
bang,
the technique of
and,
that.
you know what?
And
Just maybe push
yeah.
yourself a little
All right,
bit
we'll
too
see you
much,
guys.
but Tia just